Harmony is a condition of prosperity and requires true partnership and equity, values we must hold dear in our quest for success. Hi there, I'm Carrie Ann Smith. Thanks for joining us for another edition of Jamaica Magazine. On the pages today, modernization of government's public procurement process is saving time and money, plus the ongoing redevelopment of the city of Kingston. Later, Jamaica continues getting ready to become a major shipping and logistics hub. These and more to come in the half hour, so stay with us.
The Aedes aegypti is one of several types of mosquitoes found here in Jamaica and elsewhere in the world. Know them. They are small, dark mosquitoes with white lyre-shaped markings and banded legs. The Aedes aegypti mosquito lives in and around places where people gather and breeds anywhere water settles, such as artificial containers in and around homes and other buildings. It's a vector that transmits the virus that causes a number of diseases, such as dengue, chikungunya, and the Zika virus. Find them. Destroy them. Cover water containers to prevent mosquitoes getting inside. Dispose of garbage containers to prevent water settling in them. And frequently check and empty any container that water might settle to ensure these are kept dry. And scrub vessels clean to get rid of eggs. The Aedes aegypti mosquito. Don't give it a home.
The process that government uses to pay for goods and services it needs to carry out its functions have improved. The strengthening of the public procurement process has resulted in greater transparency and efficiency. Let's find out more.
Jamaica's business sector is becoming much more competitive, largely in part to the transformation taking place in the public procurement process. Now, the sourcing and provision of goods and services is being made easy through the enactment of the Public Procurement Act, PPA. The Act is Jamaica's first standalone legal instrument which will guide and regulate how government spends taxpayers' dollars on the procurement of goods, services, and works, allowing all parties involved to see increased value for money. With the enactment of the PPA, several strategies will be employed to provide support to persons who participate in the public procurement process, creating a clear connection from advertising to contracting. The Office of Public Procurement Policy will perform the role of making recommendations to the government with respect to the policies to be adopted for public procurement, and being the national contact point, provide support to persons who participate in the public procurement process and other stakeholders such as international development partners. The Public Procurement Commission will promote efficiency in public procurement proceedings, the implementation of procurement contracts, and the transparency and equity in the award of such contracts. Under the Act, participants will see the development of a code of conduct for public officers and best public practice guidelines for public procurement. There will also be continued training for public officials and the implementation of an online version of the procurement process known as e-procurement. For more information on Jamaica's public procurement reform, contact the Ministry of Finance and Planning at 922-8600. You may also visit their website at www.mof.gov.jm.
It keeps our bodies working. or food nutritious, or living and working spaces clean and or lives comfortable. Water, the most precious resource necessary for the sustenance of life on our planet. Don't waste it. Let's conserve on this critical commodity. In the house, invest in storage containers and buckets. Take quick showers instead of long baths, and invest in water-efficient shower heads, toilets, and faucets. You may also want to consider one-pot meals and cooking methods that don't require much water. You could also wash fruits and vegetables in a bowl and reuse the water on your plants or grass. When cleaning dishes, fill both sinks and use one for washing and the other for rinsing. The leftover water can be used to wash off the concrete or asphalt in your yard. If you must wash your car at home, aim for once a fortnight and use a bucket to do the washing instead of running the hose. Don't delay. Start your water conservation practices today.
The redevelopment of downtown and Port Royal is aligned with Jamaica's Vision 2030 development goals, and major investments have been taking place, spearheaded by the Urban Development Corporation. It's all geared at advancing the rebuilding process to attract people to the city to live, work, be entertained, and relax. More in this next feature. The Urban Development Corporation, in association with the Jamaica Information Service, presents Urban Scope. The Urban Development Corporation, UDC, continues to advance and spearhead the redevelopment of downtown Kingston. Among the projects undertaken is the build-out of the festival marketplace, which comprises 3 components: a food bazaar or food court, the Victoria Craft Market, and a spacious car park, all on one compound. The food bazaar is designed in a park-like setting with outdoor seating and has 5 duplex vending shops. The facility also has an information and security booth.
We believe that a facility like this will provide space for persons to relax, enjoy Jamaican food, the nice ocean breeze, and in general to use this space as part of their heritage.
This increased activity is also expected to revitalize nightlife happenings in the downtown area. As for the car park component, this area will also be utilized as an entertainment venue. With the expansion of the facility and an increase in the number of persons coming into the space, the 110 vendors in the Victoria Craft Market will definitely benefit and see growth in their businesses.
Once you have more persons visiting the area, they will then go into the craft market and their business will improve.
The revitalization of the festival marketplace will add to the redevelopment of downtown Kingston, increase economic activity, and create new small businesses and employment. The festival marketplace precedes other redevelopment plans for the Kingston waterfront by the UDC.
We hope to bring in international cruise vessels. We plan to have a floating pier close to this site as a start, and hopefully later on we intend to have Kingston Harbour developed as one of the stops for international cruise shipping.
That long-term plan is to build a fender pier and deck adjacent to the food bazaar to facilitate cruise ship passengers. The UDC says to date, it has been making headway in its undertakings of the redevelopment of downtown Kingston.
We have been very successful because most of the land that UDC owned is almost completely developed. We have about 4 lots left, and our development plan calls for the establishment, either built by UDC or in partnership with the private sector, residential complex, perhaps 10 or so stories overlooking the waterfront.
The UDC also closed a number of real estate transactions in downtown Kingston, such as the lease of the Ideal Warehouse to CD Alexander Limited, the Downtown Transport Center to the Transport Authority, as well as the development of a car park on Petron Street. A city with so much history, Port Royal, and the Urban Development Corporation is integral in its preservation. The corporation is undertaking rehabilitation work on the old Naval Hospital at a cost of $80 million. The project is being financed by the Tourism Enhancement Fund, TEF. Phase 1 involves renovation to the roof of the main building and bathroom facilities, as well as the construction of a sewage system. Subsequent phases will carry out rehabilitative work to convert the complex into a multi-sensory museum space aimed at improving the visitor experience to Port Royal. The building is expected to house artifacts from the Port Royal glory days and the history of the town, as well as a covered pavilion area for large gatherings and events. The activity is part of the Port Royal Rehabilitation Project and is being guided by the Downtown Kingston and Port Royal Development Plan. It also forms part of the Port Royal Museum and Historic Walkway Project, which is foreseen to act as a catalyst for future development in the Port Royal area. The Urban Development Corporation, committed to making development happen for the people of Jamaica as it preserves the natural environment, traditions, customs, and spur economic growth. To learn more about the work of the Urban Development Corporation, call 656-8031 or visit their website at udcja.com. You may also follow them on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram, or visit their information center on the ground floor, Kingston Mall, downtown Kingston. Urban Scope was brought to you by the Urban Development Corporation in association with the Jamaica Information Service.
I say be careful what you teach your little children. Make sure I know something to hurt them.
Parents, keep your children safe and protected. Stay alert and be aware of where your children are at all times. Submit the latest photo of your child to his or her school. Know what's happening with your child. Listen to them when they say they don't feel comfortable going to a certain place or being around certain persons. Act quickly when your child tells you he or she has been touched inappropriately or approached with unwanted requests. Be the change. Help us protect our children. For more information, call 1-888-776-8328 or 1-876-878-2882.
The foundations of corporate empires are usually rooted in the minds of young, bright men and women who've dared the risks of becoming entrepreneurs. First, identifying opportunities that can create wealth, products and services that are in demand, and meeting those needs with unique innovation. Planning and establishing a business is no easy task, and operating successfully for any extended period is an even tougher job. But Jamaica's youth entrepreneurship policy and strategy gives young people with good business ideas a chance to operate more thriving long-term businesses and create their own income. Youth entrepreneurship is encouraged by both public and private organizations. It is also being fostered within schools and communities to instill the business bug early. And with more young persons owning businesses, they'd be helping to drive economic development and job creation, all of which can make a difference in the lives of other people. And that explains why support has been growing in areas of financing for startup and business experience. Government over the years has established various agencies for helping the youth set up and run their businesses. The National Center for Youth Development, NCYD, for example, continues to empower youth in entrepreneurship. Both attached and unattached young people are able to benefit from access to information through the establishment of youth information centers across the island and various programs that include training. Government has partnered with organizations such as Jamaica Youth Business Trust to provide venture capital funds for persons under the age of 30, collateral requirement being only a sound business plan and a willingness to accept a mentor from the private sector. There is also the Youth Entrepreneurship Program, YEP, giving school leavers at the secondary and tertiary levels with strong entrepreneurial spirits the benefit of training and access to financing. Youths also have access to various business support services provided by the Jamaica Business Development Corporation, the premier business support organization. From the conception of a business idea, young entrepreneurs can get help through the stages of developing the business, planning, financing, starting, marketing, and growing. Indeed, the window of opportunity is open for our youths to access business support at the highest professional levels.
The momentum for economic growth and development in Jamaica is increasing with the continued layout of modern infrastructure. With various aspects of the Jamaica Logistics Hub initiative coming on stream, the prospects have never been more certain. Take a look.
Transnational corporations are seeking more cost-effective ways of doing business. The integration of shipping and logistics hubs with industrial zones is evolving as the less expensive new mode of moving products to consumers, and Jamaica is establishing itself as the fourth node in the global chain.
We're talking about a concentration of entities engaged in global commerce using our transportation infrastructure.
And creating more avenues for Jamaicans to access high-skill level, globally competitive, lucrative employment options. Jamaica's Logistics Hub initiative provides the local business sector with a near-shore distribution advantage, a base for generating enormous cargo flows, either as raw material, intermediate or finished goods, to the world's largest consumer markets.
What we offer is a shorter distance to market. We offer it at a lower cost. So instead of somebody ordering something, a manufacturer, a business, or even a final consumer, ordering something from China, and it takes 3 weeks to get here. If the goods are stockpiled in Jamaica, it can take 1 or 2 days. So it's things like that that we are demonstrating to businesses, to companies, and they are taking up that value proposition that Jamaica offers.
The new mode of operation creates more jobs both at the ports and the connecting industrial zones.
Cargo will come out of the port into the economic zones and undergo some form of transformation. That provides work for people in the assembly, it provides work for the technicians, even just putting in manuals in the appropriate language when the camera is shipped out. And that is where you have more economic benefit filtering into the economy.
Through agencies such as JAMPRO, the government has been attracting companies to set up shop in special economic zones. 16 zones have been identified, and as discussions advance with investors, work has started for the build-out of some infrastructure. It begins with the build-out of the Caymanas Economic Zone, spanning some 200 acres of production space in Phase 1 and an additional 1,500 acres of production space in Phase 2. Coupled with the Portland Bight Economic Zone, it will set the stage for thousands of new jobs, initially in construction-related tasks and later in a range of technical, manufacturing, administrative and related posts.
That is where the companies will require financial services, accounting services, legal services. They're required to purchase electricity, water. All of those economic activities benefit country. It provides employment.
While people will be working in the industrial zones, assembling or manufacturing products, those products will need to be transported, and that opens up work opportunities for drivers and trucking firms. The special economic zones are replacing what we previously knew as free zones and will be the heart and soul of Jamaica's logistics hub. Just as businesses in these zones will need to meet industrial standards, so too will the workforce.
The other hubs that exist across the world, they have zero unemployment. When you have a situation where everybody is employed, crime goes down. Other social ills are removed. The range of industries which we are targeting, biotechnology, medical devices, paper processing. These industries never existed in Jamaica.
These globally competitive companies are looking for engineers, technicians, value-added providers, and others with internationally competitive skills and technological competencies. Jamaicans must, if they haven't already, quickly begin the process of getting international certification to fill the new job openings.
The thing is, in conjunction with training, we have to ensure that the training is certified to international standards.
The Caribbean Maritime Institute, CMI, with its School of Advanced Skill, is working with the local universities to train as many persons as possible and provide the required international certification to meet the demands. The CMI is also offering a special training course dubbed Logistics 101 to increase the public's understanding of the hub initiative. This is accessible when groups or organizations make a request.
So people can go to the Ministry of Industry, Investment and Commerce website, the Logistics Hub Task Force, and you can register for this course. Equally, there'll be a link to the Caribbean Maritime Institute website. So you can go there and register, and you can request the course. As long as you have a cohort, we'll take it to you.
The doors of opportunities are open for Jamaicans to seize the moment to build economic success. To capitalize, local entrepreneurs and job seekers must be prepared and ready, globally competitive for Jamaica's changing industrial landscape.
You as parish managers, you as regional managers know your role to do your inventory now, to see what you have and to mobilize the country. Outreach with communities, outreach with civil societies, outreach with the churches. That is what we are going to do. We are going to call on every single Jamaican. Look around your house, search your environment, find this mosquito.
Join the fight. Eliminate the Aedes aegypti mosquito. Stop the spread of dengue and chikungunya. And keep Jamaica Zika free.
Hi there, I'm Simone Wolf with your JIS News of the Week. The Jamaica Defense Forces capabilities have been boosted by the acquisition of 12 new Protected Mobility Vehicles, PMVs. The vehicles and the new PMV squadron and facility at Uppar Camp were commissioned into service on Wednesday.
These vehicles have been struck by a variety of explosives and gunfire. Still, none of them have lost a soldier. This proves that we have indeed selected flexible and durable vehicles that will serve Jamaica well under virtually any condition, including during hurricanes.
I believe that it will represent a good long-term investment, both in our military's capability to respond to the range of threats or emergencies, but also for our broad internal security needs.
Cabinet has mandated the establishment of a committee to explore opportunities for compensation to consumers believed to have been affected by contaminated gasoline at the pumps. The Consumer Affairs Commission, CAC, will manage a reporting mechanism that has been established to process the complaints. Affected persons are asked to make their reports to the CAC, along with supporting documentation outlining the effects and source of the purchased fuel. The CAC will collate all reports and submit them to the Bureau of Standards Jamaica for further tests and inspections of service stations. Government is working with the private sector to ensure there is enough chicken meat to satisfy local demand and keep prices for the products stable. Agriculture Minister Derek Kelly says Jamaica Broilers has agreed to put another 50,000 chickens per week into production, while a similar agreement is being sought with Caribbean Broilers.
The ministry will also grant import licenses for 4 containers a week for 5 weeks for leg quarters. We will also monitor demand continually to ensure production levels match demand going forward.
Minister Kellier was speaking on Tuesday at the official opening of the Best Dressed Chicken Cumberland Hatchery in Portmore, St. Catherine. The Agriculture Minister was also in St. Andrew this week, handing out seedlings, fertilizer and land preparation checks to farmers affected by the Mavis Bank fire last year. It represented the second phase of a rehabilitation program to assist the farmers.
We had committed to giving them $30,000 per acre to help sustain them, and that is what we are doing to the farmers today. And I think they are very, very much satisfied for the support of the government of Jamaica through the Ministry of Agriculture and RADA is providing for them.
And on Thursday, Minister Kellier also provided support to St. Mary farmers, distributing tissue culture and traditional banana and plantain suckers to help them meet the local demand and facilitate the export market. On Friday, January 8, the Ministry of Health and the Northeast Regional Health Authority signed a Memorandum of Understanding with the Patel Foundation for Global Initiatives and the Mind, Body and Soul Health Ministry to expand the services provided at the Alexandria Community Hospital.
We will continue to put what we are putting in the hospital, and they will put in extra funds for what they have already indicated.
Prime Minister Portia Simpson Miller officially opened the Union Gardens Early Childhood Institution this week, providing a new state-of-the-art facility for the 103-student body.
I believe in education, and I believe in the power of education. And I make no apology for this decision because it is the only sustainable route to the long-term development of our people.
The $174 million school was built through a public-private partnership, which also provided a bus to shuttle the students free of cost. Prime Minister Portia Simpson Miller was also on hand for the official opening of the remodeled monument and memorial park at Bumper Hall in Greenwich Town in remembrance of the 1,000 lives lost in the January 14, 1907 earthquake.
May this restored monument serve as a point of reminder of the need to be always prepared for eventualities such as the earthquakes. May it forever remind us that no matter our social and economic status, we are all one people. This is a fact usually made clear by the effects of natural disasters, which do not discriminate in their impact.
And finally, the Senate has passed 3 strategic pieces of legislation previously passed by the House of Representatives to advance local government reform.
The legislation before us today fulfills our commitment to give local government the modern legislative tools needed for its optimal responsiveness to communities and citizens.
And those were some of the stories making news this week. I'm Simone Wolf.
Know your numbers and control the keys to a healthier heart. Know the numbers for your blood pressure, cholesterol level, blood glucose level, and your weight and body mass index. Find out the risks they represent and what you need to do to stay healthy. Talk to your doctor and start making healthy lifestyle choices to prevent a heart attack or stroke.
This is where we close Jamaica Magazine for today. We're back tomorrow with more useful information. In the meantime, keep the link. Use our Facebook and Twitter pages, YouTube channel, and the JS website to stay in touch and get the very latest government information. Until next time, I'm Carrie-Ann Smith reminding you to take care of your health, eat well, get adequate rest, and make every day a productive one.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.